All right, good morning. Welcome in. We are the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Thanks for making us your sports and entertainment show of choice. In the great state of Mississippi, right now you can watch the show on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports, YouTube, Out of Bounds Sports, or go to Facebook. And our Facebook page is the Out of Bounds Show. And we've got Nate Dogg in the house with Briarwood Wine and Spirits, and he is about to make a really, really fun cocktail, Boulevardier, with our new bourbon on the show, and that is Russell's Reserve. Do we have Nate on? Nate, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Man, I'm glad to be here. It's been way too long.
It has been too long.
I mean, too long. Yeah, excited about the cocktail. Excited about the addition of Russell's Reserve to the show. You know, it's great whiskey. Everything that the Russell family's been doing forever. I mean, they're literally one of the last OGs that are still around. But yeah, so the Boulevardier is a take on my favorite cocktail, which I've made here on the show before, which is a Negroni. I pretty much start with a Negroni at dinner if I'm out religiously, and it is the exact same cocktail as a Negroni, except it uses whiskey instead of gin. So a Negroni normally would be gin, Campari, Italian bitter, and sweet vermouth. We're using Dolan. These are all part of the same Campari family, Russell's, Campari, and Dolan, the brand. So all great products. So this one just uses bourbon instead of gin. So for bourbon drinkers, it gives them the flexibility to have a richer drink during the cooler months, or if they just prefer bourbon over gin. I mean, it's just we've talked about it before, and the multiple segments we've done is the simplest cocktails are typically the best. Yeah. So I'll just kind of get right to it because it is fairly simple and quick. We're going to start with the.
Get this Saints helmet in the picture with Nate Dogg.
We're going to start with the Russell's 10-year reserve. So the 10-year is a 90 proof bourbon. So it's got a little heat, but 90 proof bourbon for the most part is considered fairly soft, if you will, not too hot. 100 proof and up is when you really start getting it. But the fact that it's a 10-year gives it you get a lot of that extra punch from the oak and the barrels and stuff like that really let the flavors of the bourbon shine through. Because these other flavors are pretty strong, the Campari and the vermouth, even though we're not using a whole lot of vermouth. I'm gonna make this batch a little bit stiffer. I don't think y'all have a problem with that.
I don't.
No, I know you wouldn't.
I don't have a lunch meeting today, so I'm good. Especially with Nate Dogg, Nathan McHardy, Briarwood Wine and Spirits, up in the Bank Plus studio for the first time in 2 years, and which is awesome. And fixing us a Boulevardier with Russell's Reserve and Campari and what'd you say, vermouth?
Correct, sweet vermouth.
Sweet vermouth.
Correct.
There's dry vermouth and there's sweet vermouth.
That's right.
Okay. All right. And Nate, you carry all three of those at Briarwood Wine and Spirits.
Absolutely.
All right. And so while he is mixing the cocktail, Blake, we can talk here for just a second about the fact that it's really cool what's happened in the cocktail industry. And Nate's been walking us through that Nate's been coming on the show for like 13 or 14. You were coming on when we were in the alumni house? And Rush was...
We were coming on, we did the first segment from the alumni house before the studio was built there, and we sat at a booth.
Did we really?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
And we did a few segments from just a booth with the remote headsets while they were building the studio. Yeah. Yeah. Proud to be a part of it for that long, man. You've done good stuff. So that was easy.
Oh, great. Ooh, that looks delicious. I'm excited about this. It's Wednesday, so the weekend started. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. You can watch Nate right now pouring the drink on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports or Facebook. search the Out of Bounds show.
So
And all right, you did a little music. Okay, cool. I thought that was a segment. We do have 3 more minutes, so we're good. Or 4. 3 or 4.
I got to finish this in 3 minutes and drink it?
No, we can. We've got time on the other side.
No, I'm just kidding.
We've got time on the other side.
All right,
I'm just going to garnish
I have a
it.
question for you, Nathan.
All right, I'm going to church this up a little bit just so you know. Like fireworks, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's all about the presentation. Ooh, I like this. We've got fire going.
That's right.
Trying to light that lemon. So what is it that the people around here don't drink vermouth in their martinis is what I found out over 10 years of making martinis.
Yeah.
So when you put vermouth in a drink like this, what does it do? Since people around here don't seem to drink vermouth as much, what is it doing for this cocktail? What's that adding?
So the sweet vermouth is adding just that. It's adding a little bit of sweetness. Dry vermouth, the kind that you would put in a martini, are very different. In this particular cocktail, the sweet vermouth is countering the dryness of Campari. Campari is a liqueur that's considered an Italian bitter, and it is bitter. Just like like Campari, Aperol, Cappelletti. I mean, there's a handful of Italian bitters that fall into that category, and they are very bitter. So the sweet vermouth in this guy is indeed just kind of being a counter punch to the Campari. I was trying to dress this garnish up for you a little bit here, Blake, so it would be make for a pretty picture. But I can't.
Man, you're good.
I
It
can't
looks
seem
great.
to get my lemon.
That's sweet.
Is my mic on?
Yeah.
People are saying that it wasn't. Okay. I was just making sure.
I have a little kill switch over here.
Yeah, evidently.
And I just hit it when it's been too much for me, and I just kind of cut you off.
Unbelievable.
That very well could have been it.
All right. Boulevardier
Boom.
with Russell's Reserve, and Nate's going to join us over here in the next segment. But I guess I'm going to go ahead and take it. Two and a half ounces of Russell's.
Yeah, I did about an ounce and a half of the Campari, and I did about, a half ounce maybe of the about a half ounce or so of the.
Run through that one more time.
About 2.5 ounces of the Russells, about an ounce and a half of the Campari, and about a half ounce of the sweet vermouth. Cheers, man! I'm glad
Cheers,
to be back.
buddy.
Yeah,
Me too.
Glad to be back. Been
This
too long.
is a Boulevardier with Russell's Reserve, Campari, and sweet vermouth. Compliments of Nate Dogg and Briarwood Wine and Spirits, and that's good.
Yeah, you're not ready for how good this is.
I love it when he said, "You're not ready for how good this is." And now Nate and I are thinking about like a rack of lamb from Kessler Prime.
It looks fantastic.
It's
delicious.
a beautiful
So,
drink.
does it have any resemblance to an old fashioned, or is that just my mind tricking me because it looks like one?
It certainly has some characteristics of an old fashioned because it shares some ingredients of an old fashioned.
Yeah.
But the screwball, if you will, for this versus an old fashioned is the Campari, for sure.
You know, I had an Aperol spritzer for the first time.
Yeah, did you like it?
I did.
Yeah, it's a really popular drink.
Okay.
The ladies love it.
Yeah, I know. I know. And so that's kind of how it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love
light
to
and refreshing.
see. I'd love to see like the last 5 years sales figures for La Marca Prosecco and Aperol.
Good
because those.
Lord.
I mean, that's what pretty much everybody uses to make their spritzer with, and
Yeah.
I would like to see what.
How
that
much?
does.
I've got 30 seconds. How much Prosecco have you sold in the last 3 years?
No.
Incredible.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. Yeah, I mean,
Golly,
yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, more than I care to divulge online.
Nate Dogg in the house. The Boulevardier with Russell's Reserve. Compliments of Nate Dogg and Briarwood Wine and Spirits. You're listening to the Out of Bounds Show on 105.9 The Zone ESPN.